Hello everyone, Dev Victoria is here. What I would like to create in this video is a spiral art, and the most interesting one is Claude Mellan's The Sudarium of Saint Veronica. Do apologize for my pronunciation. And this is a great etching, and what he did is this is a single spiral, and he thickened the lines where the shading supposed to be darker, and he used thin lines where the shading is brighter. And what something like this I want to create in Inkscape. So, and also what I've noticed in this painting that or etching, that the lines are following some the lines of the body, if you like. But in Inkscape, what I'm going to do is to use, let me check if this is the wrong layer then. Let me just create line here, and let's set up it perfectly. So this has no fill and a black stroke, but I'm going to change it to be this sorry, not the fill but the stroke color. I set the stroke color. I'm still struggling to get used to the shift click for the stroke color. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to, let's say, use 70 for these lines. And also in the stroke style, this is going to be 0.3 millimeters. This is an A4 size page, and I'm using millimeters as my measurement units. I think this is not going to be as detailed as this image, but I hope this will do. And what I'm going to do next is to call the object to path, because in this way I can split this up, because what I have experienced when I testing this method, that Inkscape is not very good at handling too big spires if I've got too many node points on it. And it's best if I just cut it apart. And basically I would like to the eyes on a separate spiral part, so I'm going to break apart this segment, and I'm going to break apart just this outer part too, just to be sure. And now I have to use the selector tool or press S and path break apart. Now this creates 3 paths. This will be the inner part, this will be the middle, and this will be the outer parts. And just to make sure that it's not confusing, yet again I hit Ctrl instead of Shift, I don't know why. And let's grab some nice blue color for the middle, but I think this might be maybe this color. Yeah, in this way there are more contrast. And I'm going to start with the inner parts. And what I have to do is to invoke the path effects dialog. This is already docked for me here. And in this list, I have to choose the Powerstroke. And what I find it that the cubic Bezier smooth is better for this project. And if I hit the N key or select this node tool, it puts some pink lines, pink points, and the start and end cap I choose to be square. And I put this pink line roughly here. Hopefully this will connect. Shift click is the with 1.5. So let's change it to 1. And what I can do is now is to control click on a node, and that creates another one, and I can move that node around. And what I'm going to do is to move this onto the edges of the lines or the shadows. So if I'm disabling this, so there is like a edge around here, I think, and there is like an edge around the nose and around here, perhaps maybe one here, and then one here, and then one here, if you know what I mean. And let's say some here. And what I am going to do is to put these edges in, but let's make it thinner. So roughly, I think here. Sometimes this control click doesn't really work for me. As you can see, even though I control clicked, it just didn't work. There is a bug or a feature request in the Inkscape issue tracker to change this for a double click, but that bug is like around a year long or a year or two old. So to be honest, I don't really think that people are going to change it. Okay, I think this might be around here. And what I find that this is, I think this line could stay equally wide. Let's put this here. And maybe I just make it thick. And what I can do is to put one in the middle to make it wider. Or I can use two things if I want to inner parts to be wider. So these are the two ways I'm going to thicken the lines here. And I've got the auto save set up, but I'm going to save regularly just in case that I'm not going to lose any of my work. And the rest of the video is going to be sped up. So if you, and I'm not going to talk I'm just going to do what I believe needs to be done, making the line parts thicker and thinner. And I'm not going to put music for the rest of the video, so feel free to put on your favorite music. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recording. I haven't quite finished because I haven't done the outer ring, but I think the face is sort of recognizable, and overall, I think it's okay-ish. The control click got on my nerves because sometimes I just couldn't make it do what it needed to do, and also problem there is a problem with Inkscape because in the middle, as you can see, there are a bunch of points, and I think probably I should have cut it thinner slices because the eyes required a lot of detail, and Inkscape started to lag basically, and it was really hard to work toward the end of this part. It was okay around halfway through, but this amount of nodes on a spiral like this, it's too much for Inkscape. So I think probably I should have cut this outer ring in half too, but I was afraid to do so because I was afraid that it might break apart. I would lose all the Powerstroke data that I was putting in. So that is the reason why I was afraid to cut apart this after the fact. So I think this was like a good experiment, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.